This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I have been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I really wanted to be able to tell you how much I love it and how happy I am with it. But honestly, the user experience didn't change much comparing to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This iPhone feels unfinished. Set app is an incredible cross-platform suite which gives you access to over 200 iOS and macOS applications without any additional cost. You only need to pay for your subscription and choose the apps that you would like to use. Now, a great benefit is that you can start a free trial when you use my affiliate link listed down below in the description. So let me kick things off with the good. The display is better and bigger this year. I'm a big fan of the thinner bezels, cameras improved a little, and battery life is improved as well, which is always good. Additionally, one thing I really love is the minimum 1 nit of brightness, which is also available in the base models. I was reading in bed in complete darkness, and the 16 Pro Max was noticeably dimmer, which made it way easier on my eyes. But now, here's the real issue about the new iPhones. The main selling point of this year's iPhone, Apple Intelligence, just isn't available yet. And the new capture button, well, it's not the greatest feature either. So let's start with Apple Intelligence. Apple's home marketing campaign is focused on it. Their ads, billboards, and the event itself showcased Apple Intelligence as the star feature. You've probably noticed the new glowing Siri everywhere, right? But here's the kicker. None of these features are actually on the iPhone yet, and there's no clear date for when they will arrive. The reality is they're promoting something you can't even use yet, and when it does launch, it'll be in beta. Actually, you can install the beta version of iOS 18.1 right now and have access to a few features, but you guys know how I feel about beta versions. So, the thing is, it's not a finished feature. It's still in testing. Also, big features like custom emojis, ChatGPT integration, and a smarter Siri that can actually understand personal context don't even have a release date yet. Siri's ability to see what's on your screen and act on it, and Siri controlling apps without touching the screen, both delayed. They've committed to releasing some features in October, but that's just in the US, and honestly, we might not see the full rollout of these features until we're closer to the iPhone 17 launch in 2025. So Apple is showing off a new Siri look, but without the functionality. I get that it takes time, but for the average user, it's definitely a letdown. People are upgrading their iPhones based on this new Siri hype, and none of it is available when they go home and unbox the iPhone. And even when these features do arrive, the cool stuff Apple teased, it's still missing, and they didn't give a release date yet. But now let's talk about the new camera control. When I first saw it at the event, I was excited to try it. It looked intuitive and easy to use, but I'm disappointed. You can press the button to take a photo or lightly tap for a haptic response that brings up options like zoom or exposure. A double tap will give you different settings, and by default, one press opens the camera and another one takes a picture. But the button itself feels stiff. So the camera control button also feels incomplete. Apple says a future software update will make it work like a traditional two-stage shutter, where a half press focuses and a full press captures a photo, but there's no set date for that yet as well. Also, the button is in a bad spot. Your index finger and your thumb don't naturally land on it, so you have to constantly remind yourself where it is. And when you do use it, the touch sensitivity isn't great either, making it a little bit unpredictable. So honestly, it's usually faster and easier to simply use the screen like usual and skip camera control. At least, that's how I feel for now. So apparently, there's no point for it. And before I wrap up, you might be wondering about the iPhone 16. Is it worth spending the extra money on the Pro model? And it does depend on your needs. If you're upgrading from an older non-Pro iPhone like the iPhone 13, for example, the iPhone 16 is a solid choice. You get the action button, camera control, same RAM as the Pro models, different design, and some great colors. Plus, the A18 chip is in the same generation as the Pro's A18 Pro chip, which hasn't been the case last year. The iPhone 16 is packed with improvements, and your current iPhone is probably nearing the end of its lifespan. Also, the pricing stays the same, with the iPhone 16 starting at $799 and the iPhone 16 Plus at $899. Now, the regular iPhone 16 doesn't have a telephoto lens. The 2x crop zoom is fine, but it's not the same as having a dedicated 5x lens. You also don't get a ProMotion display, meaning you're stuck with a standard 60 Hz refresh rate. You can get used to it, but the Pro screen is noticeably smoother and you cannot really go back once you test it. So talking about the pros, the iPhone 16 Pro is worth considering if you're after better cameras and a superior display. The camera improvements make a difference and the high refresh rate on the Pro model stands out. But I wouldn't upgrade if I had the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max. Please let me know what you think about this, if you're upgrading or not, and from which iPhone you're upgrading. This is always a great way to help other subscribers as well. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.